Welcome back to the historic Murphy Center in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Belmont and Middle Tennessee getting set for tip-off. Josh Pelton Scarborough with you. Here are tonight's starting lineups.
And you look at Grayson Murphy and Adam Kunkel in the backcourt for Belmont. Those two guys will have the ball a lot. They certainly are concerned, but none bigger than number 33 in the middle, the Moose. He will try to dominate this game from at both ends inside the paint.
Belmont with the opening tip. 4-3. They've dropped their last two after a 4-1 start. Kunkel lines it up from the corner. Off the mark on his first try of the night.
Belmont is an efficient team, though. They don't do a lot of complex things, but the little things that they do well, and they execute. They'll get a lot of high percentage shots tonight.
Middle Tennessee 3-4 this season. They've lost 4 straight. Went 0-4 at the Myrtle Beach Invitational. Offensive rebound by Jackson. Got his own miss. Goes up and under. Missed again on the tip. And the rebound taken away by Belmont and Grayson Murphy. There's Musinski's first touch. Offense will run through him tonight. Kunkel drives baseline. He missed the layup, and the team's a little bit cold in the first minute here.
Great hesitation dribble and usage of the dribble right there. Just couldn't get it to go.
Scanlon, the grad transfer from Boston University. Musinski posting up down low, and the pass eludes him. And Belmont turns it over. They had 17 turnovers in their last game. As you look at Casey Alexander in his first season back at his alma mater. Fantastic 6-season run at Lipscomb, NIT runner-up last year. He's
lost
so
the
proud to be
A-Sun
back.
championship game to my alma mater, Liberty, and they played 3 really good games. It was a shame one of them had to not make the NCAA tournaments, but Lipscomb went on to the NITs and got to the final game in Madison Square Garden.
Foul here as you get a look at Nick McDevitt in his second season as Middle Tennessee's head coach. Tough sledding for him last season. They started the year 1-14 against Division I teams. Slow start this season as well. 2 of their 3 wins coming against a Division II and a Division III school.
And you expected that start from them last year, given all the guys who left after Kermit Davis went to go to Ole Miss.
Musinski with the right hand finishes, and the big man gets Belmont on the board.
That was a case of look what I found. Tyler Scanlon, the transfer from BU, just lost that basketball, but it fell into the hands of Nick Musinski. Musinski, I should say.
This is Donovan Sims. He stops and pops, gets his own miss.
Sims, a junior now. You think about, as a freshman, limited minutes under Kermit Davis, was asked to do a lot more, averaged 11 points a game last year, but now he's down a little bit to around 7 points a game, and he's struggled.
Murphy running the point. Trying to get down low. Musinski kicks it out for a Kunkel 3. Yes, sir.
My goodness.
No.
Josh, this is why you can't let the ball go into the paint, because when they play through him, they have snipers, 3 to 4 of them on the perimeter. And what a great passer Nick Musinski is.
Green with the contact and the foul. He'll head to the line to try and complete the 3-point play.
It's a great cut by Antonio Green. Feed the post, the classic give and go, a tardy rotation, and Antonio Green takes advantage. Great job of getting to the rim.
Green, almost a 90% free throw shooter, connects. Lob down low, Musinski. That's too easy.
And that is a much tougher pass than what was delivered. And when he made that look easy, Kunkel.
That's something that we talked to Coach McDevitt about at shoot-around today. Tyson Jackson has it poked away, and here comes Belmont off the turnover.
They will turn it over at times, but they have to take care of the ball better tonight if they want to beat a very solid Belmont team.
Scanlon fires from 3. He gets the friendly roll. 2 threes early on for Belmont. No program since 1996 has hit more threes than this Belmont program.
No program, though. Duke is second.
A lot of people don't realize just how good this Belmont program has been since really Rick Byrd had been there. Since 1986, his first year, not at the helm.
Tough shot.
Long 2 from C.J. Jones, doesn't go.
But you can live with that shot if you're Nick McDevitt, because C.J. Jones is a volume shooter at times. Let him squeeze the trigger a few times. He'll find the mark.
Deep 3 from Kunkel won't go. Tennessee trying to catch some fire from the field. And the floater goes for Donovan Sims, the junior from right here in Murfreesboro.
And Donovan Sims shows you his ability to play under control, getting to the rim in a beautiful floater off the right foot.
Kunkel off the cut.
Great job of being there.
Scanlon straight away. Too strong.
And Josh, you have to like the energy level so far coming from the boys in white. Middle Tennessee knows they're going to have to match the energy of Belmont. And so far, they've done a solid job, especially matching their energy on the defensive end.
Illegal screen against Belmont.
Mozinski.
Belmont, an early 10-5 lead here in Murfreesboro. (10-5) early on. Belmont leading Middle Tennessee. Josh Appel, Tim Scarborough with you. Early on, some cold shooting from Middle Tennessee, but this is year 2, Tim, of a rebuild for Nick McDevitt. They've got a lot waiting in the wings as far as transfers go for next year, but a lot of new faces that have been thrust into action this season for the Blue Raiders.
You think about when them going to Myrtle for 4 games, they couldn't take those redshirt guys with them to practice, so they really didn't even have enough guys to prep, and all they had to do was play Villanova in that first game. How about that?
And trial by fire.
Yeah. Even tonight, they've only dressed 9 and really plan on playing about 8. And C.J. Jones with a bucket.
His first points of the night was 0 for 2 before that. Hopkins into the game on the Pearson and Shepard. for Belmont. Deep three is good from Nick Hopkins. He's up for a bounce-back night. Went 1 for 7 in the 87-82 loss against Eastern Washington last time out for Belmont.
Nick's been solid. This is 11th three-pointer of the year so far.
33% from beyond the arc. Green, nice pass. Missed the layup. The follow, no good either.
Both these teams want to run. They don't mind getting out in transition, but both are well coached. They understand how to get back and negate easy shots early.
4 substitutions for Belmont out of that immediate timeout. What do you make of that, Tim? As Shepard fires and buries from 3.
They have that depth. And Coach Nick McDevitt has seen enough. Timeout, middle.
Belmont has hit 6 of their last 8 from the field. They jumped out to a 16-7 lead. We take another look.
Kunkel with the pass, and then a pin-down screen wide open at the top of the key. Shepard, he knocks it down. And Ben Shepard came, what they do is away from the ball. That's the guy that's the most dangerous. Then they set those staggered double screens for the guy standing in the corner to come to the top of the key. They're going to get a lot of shots from there. It's not that hard to guard, but they do such a good job of executing that simple movement.
Belmont already with 4 made threes tonight. You can see they're top 10 in the country in threes made per game, and they share the basketball very well. 11th you saw there, also leading the Ohio Valley Conference. And we talked to Coach Nick McDevitt earlier today from Middle Tennessee, and he described the Belmont system basically simple yet effective, as Jones, the long jumper, won't go. Belmont with it.
Good push.
Here's Pearson, who played with Darius Garland in high school. Pearson will fire from the corner. That hit the backboard, no good, but the long rebound tipped out. And saved by Belmont.
Good save by Tate Pearson. Right back to him.
And they lost track of Shepard. And the freshman from Atlanta able to finish. Great energy, production off the bench for Belmont already this season. Steal and an unfortunate bounce for Belmont, but they do get the roll. 8-0 run right now for Belmont.
It's got to feel good for Ben Shepard, and he just kind of got lost in the sauce there. That wasn't anything they ran, just a heads-up delivery from on the perimeter. And Michael Benkert was the guy who delivered that pass. And you have to keep your head on a swivel because they do move so much. If you lose your man and you don't see man and ball, that's what's going to happen to you.
Shepard already with 5 off the bench. 9 to shoot. Murphy's 3 goes down. They cannot miss. 5 of 9 from distance in the first 7.5 minutes tonight.
Grayson Murphy is a terrific rebounder as well from the guard position. 9 rebounds per game. He'll go after it.
Unusual to see a guard as the leading rebounder. Millen straight away. Well
close. Of course, you can get a better shot than that if you're just a little bit more patient.
Adelsberger was posting up down low. Pass got knocked out of bounds, and that'll bring us to immediate timeout. All Belmont 11-0 run. 21-7, they lead Middle Tennessee. 6 to shoot for Belmont. They're on an 11-0 run. They've hit 4 of their last 5 from the field. Kunkel with 1 to shoot. He did not get it off in time. And maybe that'll be a little bit of a momentum shifter for Middle Tennessee. They've really struggled in the early going. Just 3 of 15 from the floor. But good defense on that possession.
Good defense, and that's what starts your comeback. The anatomy of any comeback really starts with getting stops at that end and then trying to get better shots. We haven't seen a lot of good looks from Middle Tennessee. We saw Antonio Green slip to the rim on a nice backdoor cut, but there haven't been a lot of activity at this end that is positive. Now a travel in the post.
And that scoreless drought is going to increase a little bit, over 3.5 minutes without a point.
And Tyson Jackson at 6'9", just a freshman, really isn't the guy they were going to count on right away to play in the post. But because Scurry's not eligible for a few more games, Milner is hurt, and then they have a ton of guys who are dressed up in gray shirts, gray sweatsuits over there who are redshirting this year due to the NCAA transfer rules. But, you know, they're going to get Scurry back December 11th, I believe.
January 12th, I believe is when.
Well, after 11 games, they
correct,
said, right? Yeah. They are very deliberate trying to get that ball into the paint. But a great job of fronting the post by Jackson. But now he let him get it there. This is a no-no.
Muzinski with a great matchup there. The fortunate bounce, missed the putback, missed it again. Oh, a sloppy basketball in that sequence.
And Crump, Antonio Crump, just into the game, couldn't stay in bounds. But look at Jackson. He got caught behind, which is fine. He did a great job of keeping his position, but Muzinski is so long and strong, he couldn't get it to go, but Belmont will retain possession.
No, Tim, you're absolutely right. Scurry available game 12. That cryotherapy injury, think about Antonio Brown and what he went through. Pretty much the same issue there. But he is healthy, he is practicing, and they're looking forward to getting Scurry into lineup.
Just getting another body bag, but more importantly, you're getting a post player. And Scurry was a guy that they really depended on and was probably going to be a starter, and then he was ruled ineligible for that first semester. But he'll be back for his final semester in a Middle Tennessee uniform.
Scanlon knocks it down.
And you just have to be there when all of these guys catch and shoot. 36% shooter, Tyler Scanlon.
Green tries to answer with a 3.
But it was under duress, though, even with the ball screen. Great job defensively.
Certainly respect that hustle to get back. See, these are the 2 most winningest programs in the state of Tennessee since 2011, 2012. Rick Byrd, Kermit Davis, big parts of that.
Certainly.
Of course, Kermit now at Ole Miss. Rick Byrd enjoying retirement and watching one of his former players continue on his excellent legacy at Belmont. Muzinski down low, that's too easy, and he'll head to the line for one more.
Great delivery by Murphy, but an excellent catch by Muzinski. That was not an easy catch. Watch Murphy deliver this package at the doorstep, and look who's there, the Moose for the finish and the harm. It's a great job. These guys understand how to play basketball, and they find each other. They know where each other are going to be. Even though Muzinski is just a sophomore, and Grayson Murphy has been around a little bit, but those guys already have great chemistry, just a sophomore as well. Adam Kunkel, the leading scorer, just a sophomore.
Middle Tennessee has gone cold and then some, and they can't get anything to drop. The scoring drought approaching 5 minutes, and the deficit at 20. Hollander, the lob, went off the rim. And here comes Middle Tennessee in transition.
A rare transition opportunity, but a great job of slowing them down just a little bit to get your friends back, to get 5 on the floor to guard. Now you got to make it tough one.
C.J. Jones not on the floor right now for Middle Tennessee. Foul on the drive. It's a 17-0 run over the last 5-11 for Belmont to open up this 20-point advantage. As you see C.J. Jones, the Arkansas transfer, on the bench. And You know, and talking to Nick McDevitt earlier today, he knows this is going to be a process, and it's not necessarily
a quick process.
Rebuild. Exactly,
right.
About this season. He's really excited about next season. We were getting a look at Jordan Davis, the Dayton transfer, getting some shots up afterwards. At one point made 10 threes in a row. And now, Middle Tennessee will have a chance to end this scoring drought with a couple of free throws.
The other thing this does is guys like Tyler Millen, who are freshmen, Anthony Crump, redshirt freshmen, those guys are getting more minutes that they probably wouldn't have gotten. And that has to bode well, too, when you get the rest of those weapons back. You have freshmen who have played and understand how the game is played at this level.
Tyson Jackson, another one of those freshmen as well, as Jace Johnson knocks down the first. And that snaps a 5.5-minute scoring drought for Middle Tennessee. As the aforementioned Jackson checks in for his freshman counterpart, Tyler Millen. And, you know, you mentioned just the playing time in general obviously helps these young guys on Middle Tennessee, but going up against those transfers, the experienced guys in practice, helps them improve exponentially as well.
Oh, it was a different experience at shoot-around today. We looked at the scout team, and they didn't look like an ordinary scout team. They looked really good. I said, man, Nick McDevitt, you got a heck of a scout team here. So, yeah, all those guys are my red shirts.
He is very excited about what's to come with this program. Muzinski, 10 to shoot for Belmont.
You have to stay down on shot fakes and ball fakes with this team. They practice getting you off balance so they can gain an advantage offensively. And Middle, honestly, has done a really good job of spending energy at this end defensively, but Belmont is so efficient, they've been able to still get quality looks, even if there's late in the possession like now.
Off the inbound, Muzinski. Off the glass, won't go.
Tyson Jackson did another great job. And this is good experience for the freshman Jackson going up against a really quality big man in Muzinski.
Preseason All-OVC, first teamer last year. Belmont earned that at-large bid out of a mid-major conference for the NCAA tournament.
Got away with a shuffle there, Jace Johnson, but he couldn't convert. And Jace was a guy last year kind of in the same situation as the freshman on his team now, kind of pressed into duty, played started 24 of 31 games last year. Good double. Oh, they called it.
Green gets whistled for it. And C.J. Jones will head to the scorer's table to check back in. Middle Tennessee, by the way, is 3 for 18 from the field in almost 12 minutes of this first half. Belmont shooting 50%, and they'll have a baseline inbound with 20 to shoot.
3 for 18 is not going to get it done against this Belmont team because they're going to score.
And they get Scanlon for the offensive foul. I believe they'll head to the monitor for this. Look at a potential elbow.
Tyler Scanlon tried to run that baseline, and right there you see a hit to the face. And you know, it's interesting, this year you can also penalize the person who got hit for flopping. So we'll see if they adjudicate that as well. Johnson did get touched in the face, but was it enough to stagger him as if Rocky Balboa punched him? I say no.
Well, I think the contact was definitely there.
The contact's there, but then when you feint and you act like you got blasted, I mean, it's easy for us to say we didn't get hit in the face, right?
You want me to elbow you, maybe see how you react?
No thanks. No need to simulate. I've been there before. Okay, they're saying that it was not a basketball move, which is a flagrant one.
Wow. So
to me, I didn't think it warranted getting a flagrant foul, but he's saying your hand doesn't naturally come back on a person's face like that when you're dribbling a basketball. So to me, you know, I see the letter of the law, but because he didn't hit him very hard, I would like to see a play on. That's just me.
Chase Johnson will shoot the free throws after the flagrant. And he's short on the first. Stadium is your place for college hoops. San Diego State visits Colorado State. You can catch all of the action Wednesday night at 9 p.m. exclusively on Facebook. Stadium, welcome to the game.
You know, you and I were at the Louisville game yesterday. CBS was doing it, and Bob Wenzel was the analyst, and we talked to him after the game, and he said, is Belmont as good as they have been? And I said, well, good night, coach. It's kind of hard to, I mean, that's a team that won an NCAA tournament game last year, a team that got an at-large bid out of the OVC. That hasn't happened since like 1987. So, no, they're not as good, but they're still a very good basketball team.
C.J. Jones knocks down the jumper. That gets him going a little bit.
You think about Dylan Windler, the two-guard from last year, now playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers, drafted number 26 in the draft in the first round. Kevin McClain, 16.8 points a game. That's a lot to lose and expect, and you lose your legendary coach after 33 years.
Yeah, you go 27-6. You mentioned the at-large bid. They win a game against Temple in the tournament. They lose by 2 in the next round to Maryland, a very talented Terrapins team.
And Rick Byrd's final game as a head coach.
And certainly gave him and the Belmont faithful a season to remember on his way out. And we were talking yesterday with Casey Alexander as Shepard comes away with the steal. He goes coast to coast and lost it out of bounds. Coach Byrd is still around this program. He obviously has a very good relationship with Casey Alexander.
Right.
Byrd goes to every single game, but he's not overbearing in that sense. And we asked Casey Alexander, are you trying to run the same things here? And he goes, look, the nuts and bolts are the same. But he never thought he'd be back coaching in Nashville once he left to take the head job at Stetson. And then, of course, at Lipscomb, where he spent 6 seasons and a very successful run with 3 straight 20-win seasons.
Yeah, he did a really good job at Lipscomb. Grayson Matthews, Mayberry last year, those guys were really good players for him.
Johnson, the hook shot.
Grayson Matthews is actually on a 2-way contract with the Wizards, playing for the Capital City Go-Go of the G League team. And we asked Coach Nick McDevitt, would we see some of this 1-3-1, the old Kermit Davis 1-3-1 that flattens out to a 2-3? And here it is. You have to try to do something to stop the bleeding here.
Kunkel steps back. He is still cold.
But look how quickly Belmont matriculates back. That was a long rebound. Typically, you get potentially a quick shot. But right there, they are in position.
Way long on that shot from Eli Lawrence, the freshman from Atlanta. Kunkel wearing that mask. He broke his nose earlier this season against Lipscomb. Should be wearing it for 1 or 2 more games. Not a permanent thing for him, but always love when players rock the Rip Hamilton face mask.
And Rip Hamilton wore it way longer than he needed to.
Adelsberger gathers, missed the layup, poked away.
And if you're middle right now, you have to try to find a way to get higher percentage shots.
C.J. Jones, leading scorer, trying to go down to Johnson, sails out of bounds, and substitutions coming for both sides.
And Jackson had the right idea, but the execution of that pass was poor. And really, you have to wait for your player that's diving to the rim to kind of give you a target at least before you deliver it, because you can't throw a Nolan Ryan fastball. I know I'm showing my age. Nolan Ryan, he played before you were born, I'm sure, Josh. But
well, he played till he was about 70 years
yeah,
old, so I saw him at the end.
We all saw him. We're all in the Nolan Ryan era, right? But you can't do that and expect someone to be there and catch that ball. Nick McDevitt coming out of the jacket now. It's time. And of course, me and Nick McDevitt go a long way back. I was a coach at Liberty when he was a player from 97 to 2001 at UNC Asheville.
Hopkins left open for 3. Rims out, Green skies for the rebound.
So you got to convert here. They got numbers.
Green pulls up off the front of the rim.
That's okay. Stick it back in.
Free throws coming for Tyson Jackson.
But that's what you get when you push. When you get in the transition, even though that shot didn't go, you give your team a second chance opportunity and a chance to use their athleticism on the rim. Take a look. Smooth stroke, short. But there is Jackson on the rim trying to get a stick back. Couldn't convert, but he'll get a chance for a couple of free throws.
He's an 83% free throw shooter in his freshman campaign. He was the Coca-Cola Player of the Year at Georgia when he was at Creekside High School, but Did play at Hargrave Military Academy last year, where he was a 3-star recruit. He's part of that freshman trio. Nick McDevitt is relying on this season. And, you know, as you hope as this rebuild goes on, you're a Blue Raiders fan, that these guys continue to blossom. They get those transfer reinforcements in eligible next year.
Absolutely.
Jackson hits both.
And I think they have enough talent. They're not very deep, but they have athleticism. The skill set is there, but they have to try to get some chemistry. They're running good stuff, but they're not converting the shots. But here comes the 1-3-1. They're trying to get some deflections out front here to try to make it a little tougher on Belmont and maybe even ignite their offense.
It's 27-9 at one point. The lead down to 11, and Middle Tennessee forces a turnover.
And there it is. Now you again try to get a high percentage shot. Great job again by Belmont, even off the turnover, of getting back defensively.
Chance to get the deficit back to single digits with a bucket here.
Key possession.
Crump on the drive. Wild never really had control of it, and a missed opportunity for Middle.
And he deviated from the play too, but I understand why. Once the steal was missed, he had an advantage, but he couldn't take advantage of the defensive player being out of position.
Belmont has gone cold a bit. They've been sitting on 27 since the 8:04 mark. Excellent defense from Middle Tennessee. Last few trips down. He's intriguing his size, and Green pokes it away. Running back with Jones. Sims a deep three from the wing. Mill in the offensive rebound. He got fouled. And he has free throws coming after the immediate timeout. Middle Tennessee starting to get fired up. Nick McDevitt fired up as well. 27-16. Blue Raiders going on a little bit of a run.
But there's a little bit of that with Alexander too, but he said he really doesn't feel that pressure.
I feel like it's because he was someone who was already inside the program for a long time before, and he knows the expectations, he knows how everything works there.
And you know what else he knows? The secret sauce. He understands how Belmont got to be Belmont, and he can just continue that same thing.
Hollander snaps a long scoring drought of almost 7 minutes.
Yeah, but Middle did not take advantage of it, right? You got those stops, but they cut it a little bit, but they really couldn't chip away. That was a window in which, if they could have got their offense going, this could be a different basketball game right now.
Jones, the short turnaround. Middle Tennessee just 6 of 25 from the floor. That's the 6th field goal they've made. Now Hopkins left open for 3. He can't get it to go. And a chance to cut it to 7 this trip down. Green straight away. Yes! Crowd coming alive at the Murphy Center. It's a 6-point game.
Preseason All-Conference USA, but most importantly, one of the most prolific three-point shooters. Great look, splashdown from downtown, and here comes the 1-3-1 once again.
Shot fake.
Nice move.
Murphy on the drive. He can't finish. Millen the rebound.
But that's what you want. You want those guys to put it on the floor because they're such good standstill shooters. Make it a tough shot at the rim. Nice delivery.
The finish to go along with it by Jace Johnson. And it's a 4-point game with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Everybody on their feet in Murfreesboro.
And the energy level has picked up good time here in the Murphy Center.
Hollander doesn't get it to go. Adelsberger.
It's a good foul, though. Make him earn it from the free throw line. Seth Adelsberger, 6'11" center. And you know what? They're going to say he got fouled on the ground, even a better foul, because Adelsberger was going to put that ball back in the bucket.
1:33 to go in the first half. Somehow Middle Tennessee, credit to them, they've battled back to make this a 29-25 game.
But they have made it tough. Not a lot of easy looks, and another turnover.
Sims for Green.
Poor decision there by Sims. I thought he should have took that to the rim.
I'm with you. Johnson had it tipped away, fell asleep for a moment, but Jones gets it back with 15 to shoot.
You have to admire what this Middle Tennessee State team has done here in the latter part of this first half to get themselves back into the game. Breathing fire at the defensive end, and now the ball's starting to fall for them.
Not that time, though, at the end of the shot clock as we go under 1 minute remaining in the first half. Game of runs, they call it. We've certainly seen that in this first half as Kunkel got knocked on the way to the basket. And I think, Tim, you know, it really speaks to the culture that Nick McDevitt has continued on here that Kermit Davis left. You know, the results might not be there in the win-loss record over the last 2 seasons.
Right.
But, and losing can really galvanize a locker room. But he said that this team and these guys have been so receptive to the message that he's trying to preach in this region.
Yeah, they have a good group. They had a good group last year because when you think about that 1-14 start, a lot of times you would lose a group, but they got into conference play, and they were really a tough team to beat in the middle to latter part of the season. Won a lot more conference games than anybody expected them to, given their start. And I expect they'll be in the top half of this league if they continue to get some of these guys back from injury, and of course Scurry with the eligibility.
Certainly a very competitive Conference USA again this season. C.J. Jones underneath, couldn't get the roll. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Murphy kicks out for a Kunkel 3. That's bottoms up.
There's not a lot you could do with that. Adam Kunkel has struggled today. He was just 1 for 6 prior to that shot, but that was a nice look from the corner on a 3-on-2 break, and rather than running to the rim, he runs to the corner and gets a 3.
Sims will hold for the last shot. Back to a 9-point advantage for Belmont. Jones back to Sims.
Great job of going zone here. Great recognition by Middle.
Jones at the buzzer, doesn't get it to go, it's short. And the rebound hauled down by Grayson Murphy, but all things considered, partner, 34-25 at the break. Nick McDevitt, given how things started out, take that going into the locker room.
It certainly could have been a lot worse given how this game started, but give Middle a lot of credit for breathing fire at the defensive end. It's kept them within striking distance.
Middle Tennessee down 6, down 4. Nice feed from Jones to Jackson. And the deficit is down to 4. Let's see if Belmont can navigate this zone. They've had a lot of trouble against it, too.
The 2-3 zone, the last couple of possessions, they really haven't gotten a good look. In fact, they had a shot clock violation. And now they come back to the 1-3-1 zone. Give Nick McDevitt credit for recognizing the fact that Belmont simply doesn't really look comfortable attacking zone.
So what should Belmont do differently?
Well, they need to keep running their zone offense. They have a lot of shooters. The ball needs to move just a little bit more and then get it to this guy.
Always helps, but he can't finish on the floater.
And you can get that ball in the high post to Muzinski and still play out of it.
Who would have thought at this point it'd be a 4-point game the way Middle Tennessee started from the field?
Not I, my friend, not I. Again, the anatomy of comebacks start at the defensive end, and they have made it tough after that rocky start in the first half. Nice move by the young fella, couldn't finish.
But an offensive rebound, hustling Jace Johnson, tried to get it to Jackson. Oh, foul, count it. How about the freshman?
The reinforcements like it. Those red shirts transfers like the freshman from Atlanta. He missed that first one, but the hustle gives him a second chance opportunity, and he cashes it in and has a chance to complete the three-point play.
Leaves it short.
But Jace Johnson again, hustling.
Blue Raider basketball, unbelievable. Woo. The entire Blue Raider bench is on their feet. And now Casey Alexander, look at this.
Wholesale hockey substitutions. This 5 is on punishment right now after being out-hustled, not once, but twice in the same possession. And Casey Alexander has seen enough. See if this second group can do a little better.
Jones off a screen, long 2 off the front of the rim. Another long rebound offensively for Middle. Here's Green.
And Jace Johnson has been an energizer bunny.
Middle Tennessee has the lead. 9-0 run.
Who would have thought it? Big shot.
Shepard having some trouble.
They are spending a ton of energy.
Hollander from deep. That'll quiet this crowd for the moment. Belmont back up by 2.
It's a big shot by Caleb Hollander, the redshirt sophomore from Nashville.
You know, it's him last season in the matchup between these two teams as Jackson goes below the basket and is able to finish high off the glass.
We're watching Tyson Jackson grow up right now.
Shepard open for 3. Too long, Adelsberger the rebound, but he lost it. Johnson on the run, into the corner, Jones for 3. Bottoms up.
This crowd is loving the energy, and they're bringing it too.
3-point lead. Hopkins way off. Out of bounds. Blue Raider basketball. Timeout on the floor. Middle Tennessee up by 3. There's the shot that put them ahead. Back after this.
Who can forget Nick King, the job he did after Ja'Cory Williams did the job he did. And incidentally, C.J. Jones played at the same high school as well as Ja'Cory Williams, following in his footsteps. Good footsteps to follow.
Loose on the floor, and we have a foul here called against Middle Tennessee, diving for the loose ball. Donovan Sims will get called for it.
The crowd doesn't like the call, but you know, there are times when there's a scramble for the ball, and a lot of times they just let whatever happens like the Wild West. I like the fact that they didn't allow Donovan Sims to gain an unfair advantage by pushing a guy away to dive on a loose ball.
You know, last year, Tim, Belmont trailed Middle Tennessee 54-46 at halftime before moving on to a 92-73 win. They held Middle Tennessee to 19 second-half points last year. Tonight, Middle Tennessee down by 9 at the break, and now they find themselves up by 3 with 14:40 left in the second half.
Kind of put it in reverse, huh? Oh, another steal.
Turnover. Jones ahead of the pack.
C.J. Jones, fortunate. He almost hung himself there.
11 points for C.J. Jones. And double figures once again for the leading scorer in white. Kunkel back in the game.
Great adjustment, though, by Middle to go zone. Variations, 1-3-1 to 2-3. It has been effective and disruptive.
Adelsberger had it stripped. Sims.
Nice delivery.
To Johnson. 7-point advantage. Chase Johnson has 9 points and 5 rebounds.
And this defense is fueling the offense, and the offense is fueling the defense. This is an amazing scenario.
Middle Tennessee is on an 18-3 run over the last 4:46. As you get a look at Sims' steal.
They're getting deflections. They're getting out in transition. We did not see these things in the first half. There was no transition opportunities. Now with the deflections, they are getting out and showing their athleticism, and it is much appreciated by this crowd.
21-5, Middle Tennessee outscoring Belmont in this second half. Benkert drives baseline, hangs, and finishes. You know, it seems like the shooting percentages from the first half of the second half are reversed for each team. Middle Tennessee right around 30%. They were under that mark a few minutes ago, and Middle Tennessee is just red hot from the floor. Sims can't get the floater to fall. Musinski the rebound.
He got that floater in the first half, and now another turnover by Belmont.
They had 17 in the 5-point loss as Green pulls up. Can't get the bounce. They had 17 turnovers in the 5-point loss against Eastern Washington last time out. They averaged about 12 a game. Murphy whips it down low, and Musinski finishes. Musinski now in double figures with 11. He leads all Belmont scorers.
The guard play has picked up a bit, and now Coach McDevitt wants to regroup. But it's live ball turnovers that are leading to fast break opportunities. And to me, Casey Alexander could see it coming. He called the early timeout. He made wholesale substitutions twice, but he couldn't get that message through his team that you could be in a dogfight. Well, now they are in a dogfight with Middle Tennessee.
Saw that graphic. Middle Tennessee, a lot of success against Power 5 programs. And while Belmont isn't a Power 5 school, the success that they've had, it almost feels like they are.
Yeah.
And that would be a huge win for McDevitt and this program if they can get it done tonight. No good there from Lawrence.
Musinski didn't block that shot, but he certainly changed it with his 6'10" presence in the paint. Good ball movement here.
Free ball won't go. Lawrence skies for the rebound.
He did, didn't he? He got up.
Antonio Green with 9 points on 3 of 7 shooting.
And Green has been playing a little bit of point guard here. Got Sims on the floor too, so he's the point guard obviously, but Green is handling it a lot. Jackson traveled there, but Jackson has been solid here in the first half.
You know, we mentioned, Belmont might not be Power 5, but since 2006, only 2 programs in the country have won more conference championships than this Belmont program.
And that includes tournaments and regular season championships. Gonzaga, we know what they've done with the West Coast Conference. They have put it on lock. And Kansas, what they've done in the Big 12 is just remarkable. Their recent streak of 13, I believe, championships in regular season broken last year.
Can't lose track of that man down low. And Belmont is back within one.
Jackson, number 4, has done a solid job at both ends, slowing Mazinski down, but also scoring at that end. But now he looks a little winded. But they don't have a lot to go to. Just 8 guys they're planning on playing tonight for Middle Tennessee.
Jones off a screen, dishes down low. Nice move and the finish.
And he has more than negated what Mazinski is doing. Mazinski's is 6 for 10, 13 points in 16 minutes. But Jackson now with 12 points in 20 minutes.
Ties a career high. He's now had 12 points in 3 separate games this year, including against Villanova. 3-point lead for Middle Tennessee, 11 minutes to go in the game.
And this is such a valuable opportunity for Jackson. He's only going to get better. Tough move again by Benkert.
Benkert, the senior guard.
And he's made a couple of senior moves, too. When you think about he had only had 5 points, and he got to the rim. And there, you see a foul on Murphy. But then he hits a tough shot in the paint, giving his team a little bit more life.
1-point lead for Middle Tennessee halfway through the second half. Kunkel fouled on the drive by Donovan Sims.
We haven't really called Adam Kunkel's name very often tonight. You see Tyson Jackson's numbers in the second half is when he really came to life. 5 for 7 from the field, 3 rebounds in this half, 10 points. And he looked winded. I think Nick McDevitt saw it too. Has him on the bench now, but he'll try to get him back in, I'm sure, real soon.
Mazinski will head to the line. He got fouled after the lob.
But great job knowing that Mazinski is now going up against smaller players, and Crump is a much less in weight. And Mazinski, and he's only 6'8", Mazinski going right at him and gets himself to the free throw line.
Musinski off target on the first. He's a 53% free throw shooter, so as Casey Alexander says, Nick wants to get better, and there's lots to improve, and certainly free throw shooting is one of those areas. He goes 0 for 2 at the line, and the rebound is fought for and taken by Sims. Keeps it alive as he falls to the ground. And it slows down for Middle Tennessee, and this is exactly what they want. They want to slow the game down and drain that clock. On the drive, Johnson.
I like that, going to the dribble handoff series and trying to wax him off the dribble. And now they drop back into this 2-3. Nick McDevitt playing a chess game right now, and he's winning it.
Musinski looked like a foul, but no call. And all Casey Alexander can do on the Belmont sideline is look on.
And if there's a criticism of Musinski, sometimes he does take it up a little soft. Right now, he's got to power that through the defender and get fouled.
The lead is 3 for Middle Tennessee. A lot of contact, no foul there. Out of bounds, last touch by Belmont. They can't believe it.
Well, Grayson Murphy felt like he was fouled. But take a look at the other end. Look at this shot here. Just that you can't go up that weak. You have to power that through. But more importantly, use your body to shield the basketball and then lay it in off the glass or make them climb your back and foul you. He did none of those things.
3-point lead for Middle Tennessee. They trailed by as many as 20 in the first half. 9 at the break.
Grayson Murphy, number 2, he got that last rebound. He's got 7 rebounds now. We talked about him as a 2-guard, averaging 9 rebounds a game.
Jones fouled as he was posting up. Third team foul on Belmont.
So C.J. Jones has 11 now. Jackson with 12. Johnson with 11 as well. He's been a real spark tonight.
20 to shoot. Middle Tennessee after the foul. Johnson off the inbound on the elbow.
Nice hands.
Scanlon poked it away and took it away. That pass tipped away. Nice hands again on the other end.
Nice 2-man game, though. Kunkel and Musinski trying to get the pick and roll, but a nice deflection, a great awareness by Middle, and now they'll go back to the man-to-man.
Deep 3 from Kunkel, and we are tied at 50.
He doesn't need much room, and you see how quickly they score in that man-to-man defense. Middle will be much better served the way this game is going tonight to stay in zone.
9th 3 of the night for Belmont. Green
call travel.
Yep.
And that's a point of emphasis this year. Going to the officials clinic, they're going to cut down on the James Harden move. And in fact, they said the James Harden move in the NBA is fine, but in the college game, there's very few examples. They can hardly find any examples where the step back was not a travel. By definition, of course, it wasn't called most of the time, but this year, they're going to try to get that cleaned up.
Kunkel triggers again. Scanlon skies for the rebound.
His hands.
Lost it, and here comes Middle Tennessee with numbers.
Shoot the pull-up. He's got to pull up. He's in danger of getting an offensive foul, but no matter. Donovan Sims from downtown.
And he listened to you, Tim. And Middle Tennessee is backed up by 3. Whoa. Belmont's got to be careful with those lob passes. There you go. The flush.
A little bit stronger with the delivery that time. 2 hands with authority.
15 points on 7 of 12 from the floor for the sophomore center. Crump drives, rejected by Musinski. He has a block in 12 of the 13 games this year. Kunkel drives, he gets hit, and finishes anyway.
A lot of contact, nothing called, but Kunkel to the hole.
Belmont has reclaimed the lead with 7:12 to go.
How about this game, though, Josh? We thought we might have a blowout the way Belmont started. Middle Tennessee clawed back in, got the energy going in the building, and now we're in a dogfight.
Johnson fouled. He'll shoot 2 when we come back. What a second half here in Murfreesboro. Back and forth we go. Musinski with the flush. Kunkel with the try. And Belmont is back up by 1. Stadium is your place for college hoops. San Diego State visits Colorado State. You can catch all of the action Wednesday at 9:00 p.m. exclusively on Facebook. Stadium, welcome to the game. Great turnout here at the historic Murphy Center as we get a look at our fan of the game. She's got to love how her team has fought back in this one. Right now, a chance to tie and then take the lead with 2 free throws. Waving those pom-poms. It's been a cool atmosphere in here, given the weather outside. Weren't sure what to expect from this crowd, but the Blue Raider faithful have shown up and showed out.
They have, and they have spurred this team on. They brought energy that gave this team new life, and now we're in a pretty nice basketball game here. You have to be the fan of the game if you bring your own pom-poms, right?
Absolutely. Where are your pom-poms?
They weren't giving those out at the door or anything.
Johnson misses both. So still a 1-point lead for Belmont. A little disappointed you left the pom-poms at home.
Right. No, I have to be neutral in this scene. You know, they did give out beanies at the door today. Pretty nice ones, too, for what they tell me.
Both you and I are bald, and when it gets a little cold, those beanies are nice to keep.
I'm shaved.
I swear I'm not crossing my fingers when I say this, but I definitely shaved my head too by choice.
Yeah, but that rainy day, we got caught out in the rain today. We could have used one of those beanies or 2 of those beanies.
Well, it made me walk to lunch today. Got drenched in rain.
It wasn't a far walk, but it seemed like 10 miles as cold as that rain was.
10 to shoot. Hopkins makes it rain with the floater.
We may or may not. I see what you did there.
Thank you.
We may or may not have had to do a ride share going back the quarter of a mile back to the hotel, right?
Might have been the shortest Uber ride I've ever taken. C.J. Jones, a lot of contact on the jumper, and he will shoot 2. Trailing by 3 with 6:14 to go in the game. You know, it's ironic that Middle Tennessee's only win against the Division I program this year is against Lipscomb, Casey Alexander's former school. Alexander and Belmont beat Lipscomb earlier this season already, and their next game is actually at home against Lipscomb as Jones knocks down the first.
They're not in the same conference anymore. They still have a relationship, playing each other twice in the same year.
Wouldn't it be something if Middle Tennessee pulls this one out and they end up with their 2 wins against Division I teams this year against the team currently coached by Casey Alexander and the team formerly coached?
Yeah, he's got to take that personal. A long way from putting this one away, though, because this Belmont team is solid. They've had some rocky moments, but in the end, they know where they get their bread butter, and it's right there, number 33.
And a 1-point lead. It was once 20 in the first half, and it seemed like the way Middle Tennessee was shooting, that Belmont will be able to coast to a victory, and maybe that mindset hurt them, because Middle Tennessee erupted for a big run, 17-2. At the end of the first half, Hopkins tees it up. At the end of the shot clock, doesn't get it to go. Ball tipped around. Muzinski gets the rebound, the putback, and the foul.
That was an experienced sophomore with a little more want-to than the freshman right there. He outworked him. Muzinski and Jackson doing battle, though, in the paint.
That's 6'11 against 6'9. Muzinski leads all scorers with 17. And he completes the 3-point play. Chase Johnson comes onto the floor for Middle Tennessee.
And Tyson Jackson spent a year at Hargrave Military. That'll get you ready. Fine program there. That'll get you ready for Division I basketball. They play a lot of good high school players, some of the top players in the nation at their school and practice every day, and certainly in the games they play. So he's well prepared for this, but still, he's an inexperienced ball player at this level.
Sims careless with it. Hopkins just throws it up, and he will shoot 2. And Belmont a chance to take a 6-point lead if Hopkins can make both.
Donovan Sims thought he was fouled, and he certainly doesn't think he committed the foul at the other end. Pretty good job of disrupting, but nonetheless tagged with a personal, a turnover and a foul, a bad exchange from the junior Sims from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Hopkins, instant offense, can score from all levels. Coach Alexander loves his work ethic, says he puts a lot of time in at the gym. And Hopkins has provided a nice spark off the bench for Belmont today. Middle Tennessee will now try and halt a 2.5-minute drought without a field goal. As we approach the 5-minute mark, Johnson on the cut. The dish from Jackson.
That's a great set. That was planned, executed to perfection. Back to the 1-3-1 now, trying to get the deflections out front. Nice double.
Strong underneath, but stronger defense. Johnson away with it.
Johnson and Jackson went to work that time, not giving Nick Muzinski anything in the paint.
Jones has 13 tonight, tied for the team lead with Jace Johnson. Sims with 13 to shoot. Jackson won't shoot from there. Muzinski giving him some room. 8 to shoot. Johnson drives on Benkert, pulls up at the free throw line. Muzinski the rebound. 4-point lead for Belmont.
Muzinski made sure Jackson was not going to get a putback there. Great job of boxing out. We haven't seen Muzinski step out and shoot on the perimeter today, but he's capable.
Muzinski against Jackson, too easy for the 6'11" sophomore.
How about the delicate footwork, the dance in the paint? Easy shot.
And Nick McDevitt calls timeout, 3:52 to go. A great finish coming here at the Murphy Center. 63-57, Belmont up by 6.
And we did make that drive last night. Casey Alexander was good enough to spend quite a bit of time with you and me after practice last night. That Kirby Event Center is nice, but it's really hard to get into, isn't it?
Almost like a maze, but we got in.
Eventually.
3:41 to go. Middle Tennessee trails by 6. 8 to shoot for C.J. Jones, the Arkansas
It's a big
transfer.
possession here. They need a bucket.
Contested 3. Jones left it short. Muzinski the rebound.
And Muzinski has really impacted this game at both ends the last several possessions. He's gotten the rebounds, he's changed shots, and more importantly, they're playing through him at this end, and he's delivered.
Scanlon against Jones, and
crafty.
he goes up and under.
Beautiful move. Just a little hesitation to make the defender think he was taking it back out, and then the blow by.
Coach Alexander says he is the right guy at the right time, and that was a huge bucket at a huge time for Belmont to extend the lead to 8.
Those grad transfers are so good because they played. They have the sense of urgency, but more importantly, that experience. The game is very comfortable to them in these key moments, and you saw that on display that time. Scanlon, a very crafty move to the rim at a big moment, and maybe with 2:55 to play, Belmont can exhale a little bit.
Jones open off the inbound, goes halfway down, comes out.
And they really needed that shot. The right play, too. Nick McDevitt ran to get a high percentage shot, but C.J. Jones couldn't cash it in. So now the biggest possession of the game defensively here, and they get waxed off the dribble for a layup.
Murphy just blew by Sims, and the lead is stretched to 10 for Belmont. Jones on the drive, spins, the turnaround off the side of the rim, and it just feels like Middle Tennessee has run out of gas here late, approaching the 2-minute mark left in this game.
Kind of slipping away here, and this is the difference between these two teams down the stretch. The understanding of how to execute versus a team still trying to find themselves.
Middle Tennessee gets the turnover. Johnson fouled by Murphy as he got to the three-point line. As Middle Tennessee tries to halt this 6-0 run, they have not scored in over 3 minutes, and they missed their last 4 shots from the field. And obviously a big reason why Belmont's been able to stretch the lead back to 10 with 1:53 to go. But if you're Middle Tennessee, this is an ideal situation, a chance for some points with the clock stopped.
They're going to go to the monitor. Not sure what they're going to look at, though.
It's been tough sledding for Middle Tennessee. They've lost 4 straight, all 4 games. The Myrtle Beach Invitational, all 4 losses by 12 or more points. They gave up 88 points per game down there in South Carolina, or over there in South Carolina, I should say, but certainly an improvement tonight.
There may be a clock issue here, Josh, that they're looking at. Want to make sure that's in sync.
Yeah, so it should stop with about 2:02.
Yeah, it's still running as you see there, and the game clearly is stopped. So it looks like maybe 6 or 7 seconds ran off.
At least, yeah.
So they'll have to put those back on.
It's at 1:53 right now, so they should put about 2:01, 2:02 left. But this gives us a chance to tell this great Rick Byrd story that Casey Alexander told us last night. We talked about how Alexander obviously coached and played for Rick Byrd as an assistant. He's the 12th winningest coach, conference coach of the year, 20+ wins in 13 of his final 14 seasons, 9 tournament appearances, took Belmont from the NAIA to the independent scene in NCAA, to the ASUN, and now where they are in the Ohio Valley Conference, and all in between. I think Casey Alexander said it was about 2011, 2012. They were on a bus trip to South Carolina upstate, and because of some weather, they decided they wanted to go around the mountains. They drove through Atlanta, up through Georgia to get there, and they were at night, and they hit traffic on a little bit of an incline, and it stopped. They're about a mile away from an exit. Traffic is stopped because of icy roads, and so what does Rick Byrd do? He gets off the bus with a couple of managers, walks the mile to the exit, buys McDonald's for the entire team, And the team is able to eat as they spent the night on the bus. They got going again 7:30 a.m. the next morning.
And he's the head coach, and he does that.
Exactly.
Remarkable.
Casey Alexander certainly influenced heavily by the great Rick Byrd, and he is hoping to continue that success.
And it's what a luxury to continue to be influenced by him, as you talked about earlier. Rick Byrd still around in Nashville, comes to the games, doesn't sit anywhere near the bench, kind of an unassuming character, but he is definitely there for Casey Alexander when he needs some advice.
And Nashville actually has made a proclamation, made it Rick Byrd Day in early April coming up. As you get a look there.
Friday, April 5th,
signed by
2019.
Signed by David Briley, the mayor of Nashville. Back to an 8-point game as Johnson hit both free throws. He has 15 points to lead Middle Tennessee. 3 in double figures for the Blue Raiders.
They needed both of those, but now they need stops. If I think one more basket could probably seal this for Belmont. If they can hold them to 67, the Blue Raiders may have a chance.
7 to shoot, Hopkins. 5 to shoot. Kunkel on the drive. What a big finish from Kunkel at the end of the shot clock.
Right on cue. Leading scorer, Kunkel. Just 7 points tonight, but man, did they need those two.
Sims a deep 3. Kunkel the rebound. Kunkel 5 of 12 from the field, 15 points. He's averaging close to 18, and now Green with the foul on Murphy, and Murphy will shoot a 1-and-1 with his team in front by 10 with 1:08 to go. And this score not really indicative of how this game in this second half has gone. As you get a look at the drive by Kunkel taking Jones off the dribble, just goes right by him.
And you notice they couldn't get off of Mizuski, because if they did, he would have delivered it right to him for a dunk.
Looked online from Green. Kunkel the long rebound. He's ahead of the field. Kunkel with 2 hands.
Nice second half for Kunkel. He's got 17 overall now.
71-59. That one might have iced it for Belmont with 45 seconds to go.
Taking a lot of time here. Give Belmont credit for making them not get anything easy, but you don't want to foul and stop the clock.
38.7 to go. Johnson will shoot 2.
Valiant effort, though, by Middle Tennessee to claw back into this game. This one could have gotten ugly, and not only did it not get ugly, they had an opportunity to win this game down the stretch.
Middle Tennessee just 1 for their last 8. They've gone the last 4.5 minutes without a field goal. When you're trying to keep up and make the comeback against a solid and then some team like Belmont, you're going to have to hit your shots, and they've had open looks.
Well, they just need a few more dependable weapons, and this Middle Tennessee team is going to be fine. Well-coached team with Nick McDevitt and his staff, Sean Dixon, Wes Long, Andre Morgan. Wes Long was with Nick over in Asheville for the last couple of years. They both came here together. Wes Long was also at Chattanooga with Will Wade and at VCU with Will Wade. So Wes Long is a very good assistant, and Sean Dixon, his top assistant, has been solid as well.
Look, it's only a matter of time before Middle Tennessee gets back to prominence in Conference USA, and it could come as soon as next year. This is a building year again for Middle, as Antonio Green, one of the seniors on this team, lost the handle on it. And you feel for a guy like Green, who's had such a productive 2 seasons at Middle Tennessee, as now Belmont will just dribble out the clock. But Green won't see the fruits of this rebuild. He's gone after this year, but Tim, a 71-59 final. A 12-point win for Belmont, but certainly not indicative of how back and forth this game was from about the midway point of the first half on.
A slow start from Middle. They climbed their way back in, but then a slow finish kind of buried them down the stretch. Just not enough weapons or offense, but they'll be fine once they get a couple of their weapons back.
They're going to look at our player of the game, Nick Muszynski, 20 points on 9 of 16 shooting, 8 rebounds as well. And he is tonight's player of the game after a slow start in the first half, had a monster second half to lead his team to victory.